In March 2016, millions of Brazilian residents took to the streets in the largest ever public outcry against their president, Dilma Rousseff. The latest scandal surrounding Rousseff involves the appointment of the former Brazilian president to a high-ranking cabinet position. The former president, known as Lula da Silva, is facing corruption and money laundering charges, and Rousseff's appointment would grant him protection from prosecution. Protesters, along with a large portion of the Brazilian Congress, are calling for the removal of Rousseff from office. Congress has even begun impeachment proceedings. So why does Brazil hate their president? Well, since President Rousseff began her second term in 2014, her approval rating has plummeted, reaching an all-time low of under 10%. Many citizens blame her for Brazil's recent economic downturn, which is its worst since the 1930s Great Depression. In 2015, the country's GDP fell by almost 4%, while the value of its currency dropped by roughly a quarter. Brazilians have paid roughly 10% more for consumer goods every year since Rousseff took office in 2011, and inflation is now at its highest rate since 2003. Experts say if Brazil's economy continues to fail at the current rate, the country will face a full-blown depression by 2017. Many Brazilians attribute this to bad policy, corruption, and frivolous spending on the part of Rousseff and her leftist Workers' Party. Under Rousseff, the state has spent lavishly on social programs and massive infrastructure projects that have gone over budget or were never completed. Brazil's already struggling economy sunk even further after the 2014 Petrobras scandal, in which public officials pocketed millions from fraudulent contracts with the state-run oil giant. Rousseff has never been directly linked to that scandal, though she is strongly suspected of foul play, as she was the company's chairwoman during the period in question. Moreover, almost every alleged or convicted offender is part of her governing coalition. This includes her former campaign manager and her recent appointment to cabinet, Lula da Silva, who handpicked Rousseff as his successor. Rousseff was roped even further into the scandal in March 2016 as allegations surfaced that she had appointed a justice to Brazil's Supreme Court, ostensibly to release jailed executives. But perhaps the lowest point of Rousseff's presidency was in December 2015, when Congress began impeachment proceedings against her. According to her accusers, Rousseff's 2014 presidential win was invalid as her campaign was allegedly funded through illegally acquired assets. Rousseff is also being cited for covering up massive budget gaps with funds from public banks, essentially creating the illusion of a functioning economy while carrying out poor economic policies. Rousseff has denied any involvement in the Petrobras scandal and claims she is committed to fighting corruption and strengthening Brazil's economy. And although her approval rating continues to dwindle, Rousseff does have a small but vocal group of supporters. They say she is a scapegoat for Brazil's extraneous economic problems like falling commodity prices and less demand from China. Experts say that Congress's case against Rousseff is not strong enough to successfully remove her from office. So whether they like it or not, Brazilians may likely see another 2 years of President Rousseff. But the president isn't the only source of corruption in Brazil. Learn more about how corrupt the hosts of the 2016 Olympics really are by watching this video up top. You can also learn more about the Olympics themselves and just how much of a disaster they've turned out to be for Brazil by watching the video down below. Thanks for watching TestTube News, everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe so you get all of our videos every day.